real reason why most people end up with the wrong person is because they mistake knockoff versions of love for the real thing. But most people don't even know what love is because they don't love themselves and they don't know themselves and they don't know God. And if they do, they praying to God about everything else except the person they gonna spend the rest of their life with, which is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. And I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I'm speaking from experience. Do you know how many boyfriends I thought I was so in love with and I just fell out of love? No, I love the idea of being attached to somebody. I was confusing love with codependency. I was confusing love with trauma bonding. I was confusing love with lust and strong attraction and chemistry. Here's the thing. You can be attracted to many different people. You can have chemistry with many different people. That doesn't mean it's love. Here's the thing. Real love is spiritual, but most people try to find it using logic and listening to their flesh. Because here's another thing. There's a such thing as oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love chemical, and this is produced through physical touch and especially sex. So if you combine oxytocin with physical attraction and chemistry and, oh, this person looks good on paper, we have a lot of things in common, we have the same beliefs, then they end up marrying this person thinking, oh, this is my person, oh, we're in love, and then they wonder why it ends up in divorce. Or after years of being together, their feelings start to fade away and they fall out of love. It's because it wasn't love to begin with. I truly believe God has a specific person for each of his children. And I didn't used to think that. I used to think you just find somebody that's good enough and you make it work. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of people still think. But God has a specific person for each of his children. The problem is most people don't end up with that person because they don't know how to be patient and they don't want to be obedient. They don't know how to be alone. So they take matters into their own hands instead of letting God lead them to that person. According to statistics, the two main reasons people end up in divorce is lack of sexy time, wink, wink, and financial issues. But I'll take it a step further. The reason why financial issues were able to break up that marriage is because they weren't equally yoked to begin with. God did not ordain that marriage. And if anything, the financial issues just expose the fact that they weren't meant to be together in the first place. Because let me tell you something. Even though I desire a man that is a provider, I desire for my husband to be a provider. Let me tell you something. If he were to lose it all, after we end up getting married, he were to lose it all, I ain't going nowhere. We gonna sit here and figure this out together. Because when you're truly in love, you're not with that person because of the benefits of being with them. Yeah, they might be a plus, but that's not the main reason you're there. The reason you're with that person is solely because of who they are. In the spirit, y'all are spiritually connected. So there's nobody either of y'all would want to be with other than each other. So billionaire Bob could come along and you ain't gonna be checking for him because no amount of money can compare to what y'all have. Even when it comes to couples having less sexy time, the longer they've been married, the less they have sex. Is not because, oh, that's just a part of marriage. No, it's because the love wasn't real to begin with. Now that they out the honeymoon phase, they not really enthused to be intimate. Recently, I saw this clip of two married men on a podcast, and one of them asked, "Are you in love with your wife?" And he, without hesitation, said, "No, I don't believe in that." And the other one laughed and said, "Me either." So they both admitted on a podcast they're not in love with their wives because they don't believe in that. The problem is, whether you believe in it or not, it is real. But the reason you don't think it's real is because you settled and you used your logic to choose a life partner. And I'm 100% sure God was not involved in that process. And I'm gonna be real, waiting on the person God has for you and not just going out and picking somebody takes so much strength. It involves inner work. It involves a lot of self-reflection and self-awareness and discernment, and most of all, patience. And I know firsthand because when I used to do things my way, I always had a boyfriend. I was always attached to somebody's son. But since I've been doing things God's way, and I've been letting him guide me in every single area and aspect of my life, including dating, including love, including relationships. I've been single and abstinent for over 2 years. And even though sometimes it's hard, I'm human. Sometimes I get lonely. I know I'm doing the right thing and it's going to be worth it in the end. And trust and believe, I get a lot of offers, especially living in Atlanta. And I'm going to be real, the old me would have entertained most of these guys. But now I'm so careful because I don't just want a husband. I want the right husband, meaning the man God has for me. And I truly believe when God orchestrates a union between two people, that can't be broken. It's going to stand the test of time. And for me, that's worth waiting for. If you can't honestly look at a person and see yourself doing life with them, and growing old with them, and not just being content, but actually having joy waking up to them every morning, don't do it. Don't try to talk yourself into it. Don't think, oh, I can just grow to love this person. No, that is not your person, and it's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you. Don't settle. Just a reminder, I am a spiritual teacher and coach. If you need help healing, if you need help shifting your mindset, if you need spiritual guidance, if you need advice, I would love to work with you. I keep pulling on my hair. But book a session with me, www.coachwithkai.com. And I love you guys. I pray this message blessed you. If it did, please make sure you like it. Please make sure you're subscribed. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye.